I don't wanna be friends. 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 Can we start over again? Cause I don't wanna be friends.
Hello everyone, and thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of Sophisticated Sunday. I'm going to be your reader for today, Negzo, and I love black people.
And I am Priestess Oshun Funke, and I'm not to be fucked with.
We're going to be spending time today to talk to you all about spiritual work, because a lot of you all may not know what spiritual work is. You may think that spiritual work is divination, and you may think that all forms of magic are spiritual work. But we want to take out some time to advertise our services to you all, to encourage for you all to book appointments with us, or to seek out some of the things that we're going to be seeking out, some of the services or artifacts that we're going to be talking about in today's broadcast. So I wanted to begin the discussion by asking you, can you describe the difference between magic and divination?
Yes. So magic is any action that has the intent to manipulate energy and transform reality in some way. Mm-hmm. That would be my loose definition of magic. Divination is any practice that one engages in to see the unseen, mm-hmm. and to foretell future events and happenings.
Mm-hmm. But they usually come hand in hand with each other.
Not necessarily. You can do divination without doing magic. I can do a reading to see what's going on in your life and just leave it at that, which is what most people actually do, which is what makes our network so different from other psychic readers. When you go to a psychic reader, typically they are just doing divination. They're mm-hmm. going to look at your life using whatever methodology they use, and they're going to tell you what your problems are. They're going to tell you what's going on, what you need to be aware of, and then they're going to say thank you very much. Mm-hmm. What we do here at Black Spectrum Network, and what I do in my practice, is I do divination. I perform divination to find out what's going on, but there's always medicine that is prescribed, and that medicine is rarely anything that one takes internally. But in Ifa, any treatment, any solution that we offer is generally, with the exception of Eba, which is animal sacrifice, any solution is generally termed medicine. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But what about people that do magic without doing divination?
That's dangerous, mm-hmm. and reckless, uninformed, and unprofessional. Mm-hmm. And so if you are able to just walk up to someone, walk into a place, go see somebody and get magic done, and they're willing to just do what you're asking them to do without divination, I really would not recommend that, because they are not taking the time to see, first of all, if what it is that you want is even warranted. Mm-hmm. And they're definitely not taking the extra step to see what are the repercussions or consequences of what it is that you're planning to do. So it's very reckless. And a person who works in that way is not a priest or a priestess. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what's something that you're mentioning about how that you just mentioned, which is quite interesting, is that a priest or a priestess is going to perform a divination, or they're going to call down the oracle, mm-hmm. Before they perform a magical service.
Yes.
And sometimes we don't just offer a magical service, we'll offer spiritual work. Mm-hmm. So can you define the difference between spiritual work and magic?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So spiritual work, well, again, let me go to the definition of magic. Magic is really not what we do as priests and priestesses. There are magical components of it. And yes, it's magic because it does impact one's reality, but not in isolation. It impacts your reality because it aligns you, or rather realigns you with your destiny. And see, that's the difference between spiritual work and magic. When one practices magic, they just are they want to experience what it is that they want to experience, period. They want more money, they want it right now. They don't care where it comes from or what the repercussions of getting that money are. They just know that they need $900 right now because they need to make rent. If you come to a priest or a priestess, a babalawo, a hugan, a mambo, a ianifa, and you say, okay, I need money, I need to make my rent, they are going to open the oracle. They are going to do some form of divination to find out why are you not able to pay your rent. Because something that we have lost sight of, particularly as descendants of the diaspora, is the fact that abundance is our birthright. We are not intended to suffer and to struggle. That's something that the white Jesus made you guys comfortable with. That is not what we came here to do. Our people have always lived in abundance. We have always had our own empires. We've always grown our own food, raised our own cattle, sewn our own clothes, and had what we needed. Poverty is something that was introduced by imperialism and colonialism, okay? And so abundance is our birthright. So if you are in a place in your life where you cannot meet your obligations, you can't keep a roof over your head, you can't keep food in the refrigerator, something is not right. You are not in alignment with your destiny because it is not your destiny to be impoverished. So any responsible priest or priestess is going to look at that situation, peel back the layers, open up the oracle, and see where you went wrong, what turn you took. And we're going to do everything in our power to put you back on your path in alignment with your destiny, so that not only can you make your rent, not only are you able to meet your obligations, but you're living in abundance and, dare I say, opulence. So the difference between magic and spiritual work is that magic is just going to change that one situation, that one moment in time. Spiritual work is going to align you with your destiny so that you will have everything that you need always, and that the things that you experience will be the highest levels of prosperity, abundance, and joy. That's the difference.
And everyone, I think you said it very well. There are a lot of magical things that we do, but we're spiritual workers.
Right.
And as Peach always likes to repeat, it's spiritual work, not spiritual easy. And
Exactly.
People are expecting easy solutions when they come to receive services from us. And we don't offer easy solutions. We offer spiritual work.
Right. And sometimes that work, like he said, Peach Blossom says that. She says it's spiritual work, not spiritual easy, because many times you're going to have to roll up your sleeves. If you're coming to get spiritual work done, you're going to be a participant in that. And again, I would be leery of any situation that you have paid for or walked into where you weren't expected to act or participate in some way. If you just walk in and give somebody $200 and you walk away thinking that they're going to fix your life and there's nothing for you to do, I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be either. I really wouldn't be either. But let's talk about some of the different things that we offer to people. I don't make these, but I know that you make these, which are soaps.
Yes.
So can you tell me how you make the soaps and what are some of the types of soaps that you make?
Okay. Well, I can't really tell you how I make the soaps for two reasons. One, I'd have to kill you if I told you that.
Well, can you speak broadly? Do you use herbs?
Yes.
Okay.
So and then also the soaps are prescribed by spirit. So every recipe is different. There are some base elements, but depending on what a person is dealing with, and again, how much alignment or realignment is needed, the recipe may change.
Prescribed by spirit meaning you throw the bones?
So I actually have a rather new tool that we'll be debuting at some point to demonstrate how it works. And it helps me with my prescriptions. And that's all I'm going to say about that for right now. And you have a juicy new tool too that we're not going to talk about, right? Okay, no, we're not
They
going to talk
already know.
about it.
They kind of know about
They
it.
know about it? Okay.
But we have to speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my soaps are based, the base, well, I can't even say that. Okay. So there's a soap base. Okay. Sometimes I use African black soap, which is one of my favorites. And then sometimes I will use Castile soap. And there are herbs that are added, to the soap, part of the recipe, depending on what is needed. And just different additives based on what is going on. Like, for example, I do make a money soap. And for those of you who do follow me on Facebook, and I am on Facebook as Oshun Funke. And also you can find my Facebook group, which is On the Mat with Priestess Oshun Funke. I posted a few days ago a testimonial, just a text exchange between me and a client who had received some of my money soap. And she was like, oh my God, how much does this cost? Because it came as part of a larger work that she had to do. So she didn't purchase it individually. She was like, how much does this cost? This soap is really, really working for me. Everything that I ask for, I'm getting. And it is a money manifestation soap, but it will actually trickle over into other areas of your life, because what it actually is an abundance soap. And so it will help you attract and keep an abundance of whatever it is that you're paying for, that you have authorization to have per your destiny, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect
Okay.
sense.
And this particular soap is so amazing. It's just a very decadent blend. I mean, it has coffee in it. It has 22 karat gold dust in it. It has some really decadent essential oils like vanilla, and vanilla bean powder, and it's just yummy. And it really, really works. So if you need help manifesting things, be it money, love, opportunity, even good sleep, it's a good option for that.
Okay. Well, there are two types of baths that we offer, because when we're thinking about soaps, I don't make a soap, but we all, me, Peach, and Oshun, we all offer things where you can wash your ass. And so the two types of baths that we offer, the herbal baths, and then the more liquid based baths. And I wanted us to talk about how those baths work and the differences between the two.
Okay. Well, why don't you talk about the liquid baths, because I know that that's the one that you lean towards. You like those liquid baths.
Yeah. So I prescribe liquid baths because they are informed by the methods and magical theory of Haitian voodoo. And when we make baths, we are working in there's a white basin that we use, and we're working the bath. With each and every step that we're taking, we're literally sowing our intentions into the bath and commanding specific loa to work through those different elements. And we work with the 4 elements as we're creating the bath. And once the bath has been created, the person then has to take the bath. Like, we have to pour it over your head. And so I lean towards those baths because, number one, they are the most powerful type of bath that I offer. Second, because they are very quick to do. And third, because I need to also say this, they are the most expensive only because you have to have them in person. You can't do it, I can't ship you this sort of bath. And I know for a fact, all of my spiritual work works, but I know that this is the fastest, the most powerful, the most effective, and it produces real results, like whatever the bath is. Baths like that also have to come with a lamp, and I'll talk about that later. But the types of baths that I offer are typically for prosperity and for love. And I'll talk about the head cleansing later, but there's it's called the disinvestment bath, or the disembowelment bath, where you are essentially cleansed. Like, if there's anything going on with you, any blockages in your life, it doesn't matter what they are. It's a general cleansing bath, but it's really powerful. It's not a general cleanser in the sense that, like, a white candle serves all purposes. This is a general cleanser, meaning it's an all-purpose cleanser that is going to clean 99.999% of everything that's going on with you in your life. You don't even have to have anything going on in your life, and you can take this bath, and you're gonna amass a wealth of opportunities, relationships, social networking. I've seen people take this bath and get multiple jobs, for example. The herbal baths, and I'm just making these distinctions, the herbal baths are different because those baths are informed by spirit, but by way of my spirit board. So I use a spirit board, now I'll explain later, but I mainly use a spirit board to inform me how to make an herbal bath. An herbal bath requires for me to use things like sea salt, dried herbs, and I can ship these. I'll send them to you in a glass bottle with a cork on it, and when I send you the bath, you can either take the herbs, boil the water, and then pour the water into a bath. You can take the herbs, put them into a sachet or pantyhose and make a bath tea. Or you can pour it in, take the herbs, put it in warm water, pour it over your head, and try it that way. Whichever one you want to do. But I recommend soaking it in an herbal bath. I've made multiple different types of herbal baths. Typically, they are I have a Jupiter bath, and this is just a fun fact for a lot of you all. Green herbs are ruled by the planet Jupiter. So if you think about Sailor Moon, what color was Sailor Jupiter? She was green. Okay, so remember that. So green herbs are usually ruled by the planet Jupiter, and green herbs, the color green corresponds to abundance, prosperity, or money, small bits of money, income. So things like bayberry, basil, those sorts of herbs are green, and they're ruled by the planet Jupiter. So I call it a Jupiter bath because Jupiter rules abundance and expansion and excess. And so I have a Jupiter bath for people that are interested in having abundance in some area of their life. And it's a bath is very, very, in astrology they use the word benefic, but I'm saying it's going to be very beneficial for anybody to take this bath. You could be amassing $1 million and you're saying, hey, I need to make more money. I don't know how. But I don't know how, but I just kind of want to coast along in life and just have money just come to me. Cool. We make $1.25 million. Take the Jupiter bath. That's what that is for. But again, those baths are, in my opinion, less powerful that I make because they are created out of intuition, and the spirit gives them to me. They are not informed by the historic magic in theory of Haitian voodoo, and I'm being voodoo centric, but there was a more affordable ways to receive spiritual work from me, and that's what we do. Also, if you want to learn how to make an herbal bath, we're selling a course on our Teachable through the Institute of Black Epistemology. And I'm going to be sending out the link for that. Well, actually, you can check in the video description for this. But Oshun from K taught a class on how to make a spiritual bath, and you all can receive that class for whatever price we put it on the site for. So just go and check. Sometimes we'll run a special for it. But she's teaching you how to make an herbal bath using ingredients that you can find at your local botanica or your local bodega. All right, so let's talk about us offering candle magic.
Okay.
So I want you to talk about the candle magic that well, basically, what is candle magic and what can you use it for?
Okay.
And tell them about the class that you taught about candle magic.
Right. Okay, so candle magic, one of the best ways I can explain candle magic is to liken it to a candlelight vigil. So those of you who grew up in the church, particularly the Baptist church, well, I guess that might be regional, but depending on what sector of the church that you grew up in, you may or may not have been exposed to candlelight vigils. But basically, a candle magic is a candlelight prayer, okay? And you use the candle because the candle is more vigilant than you or I could be. Because when you light the candle, it's going to continue to burn, and it's going to continue to pray on your behalf. The candle is almost like a proxy for you. It's going to continue to pray on your behalf as long as that that flame is burning. Whereas you and I may have to go eat, we may have to go to sleep, we may have to go to work, we may have to do other things besides pray. The theory is that the candle will keep those prayers going and keep that flame will keep burning, like your desire for whatever it is that you're asking. Candle magic can be used for almost anything. I would definitely say that it's more effective for some things than others. But it can definitely be used for anything, just like we can pray about and should be praying about any and everything. The main distinction between candle work and other types of magic, again, is that a candle work is just a very intense prayer. Okay? Yeah.
I like to think of candle work as the toppings that go with magic. So, when you go and order a burger, they ask you what type of toppings do you want. And I like to offer candle magic as an additional component to the types of work that I do. So I may give you a bath, and then I'll say, hey, are you interested in doing, some candle work on the situation? I will either mount the candle with the loa, or which means that there's a deity that is resting within the material properties of the candle, and once you ignite the flame, you ignite
that energy.
Yes, the fire within that loa, so that it can do that particular thing. So that's something else that I wanted to emphasize that we all do when we are working. When you get candle magic from me, Peach, or Oshun, they're all mounted candles. And candle magic can be done for anything, because when you think about how the candles correspond to all the colors in the rainbow, and how all those colors are essentially vibrations of different sociological or phenomenological phenomenon that you're going to see, you can do candle magic for anything. Because you have colors that correspond to any situation or any emotion that somebody may be feeling, or any sort of outcome that they want to see happen. So we offer that service to you all. I want to talk about Ebo.
Okay.
Because people don't know what Ebo is, or Ebo, or Eba. How do you say it?
Depending on where you're from, and
Ebo.
Ebo or Eba. Eba is simply
Can you spell it for us?
EBO. And it is the Yoruba word which means sacrifice, in particular animal sacrifice. Now, these animals are prayed over. They are ceremonially slaughtered, and typically the meat is then dressed and cleansed and prepared and shared with the community. So it's not like, we're just, killing animals and burying them in the backyard or throwing them in the trash. It's a whole ceremony, and the purpose of which is to transmute that animal's life force into whatever blessings we're seeking and entitled to. It quickens work, it makes it faster, and it really gets things done. And that animal, that life force is used by the Orisha to help make things happen. And it's just a transference of energy. And then we eat good too. Yeah. So
do you perform them?
I have.
Okay.
I can. Yes.
All right. And do you ever collaborate with anyone to get those done?
More often than not, I do. Particularly when you're talking.
I am worried about what you'll have to say. What you'll have to say. When I confess to you that I'm feeling some type of way. Some type of way. If I could do it all over, just start again. Baby, I would have never been just your friend. If I could start all over, get a second chance, I would listen to my heart and make you my man. Cause I don't wanna be friends. 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 Can we start